Vengeur's best map in the pool. You would be hard-pressed to find him lose this to pretty much anybody. I know he was even taking Awoken off Rafa in the group stages, so you could, this is really the testament to his level of strength, but even going through the champion pool, we can see we've got a huge mix, though, of mediums, lights, and heavies.
Yeah, this format has entirely blown the lid off of the meta. There are champions who didn't get a lot of rotation over the last couple of years who are now being shoved into the spotlight because it's one champion every map until you run out of maps or just blood at that point. But we're seeing a lot more Sorlag. We're seeing even some Scalebearer come out. Champions that were usually relegated into Memeville are now absolute necessities if you want to get some extra movement in, if you want to get a little bit of extra speed.
I mean, as Wheat mentioned earlier, we want to see 5 maps, but specifically for this Slash versus Athena hypermobility,
Yes.
I want to see that matchup really bad.
Yeah. Especially the map pool looks incredibly similar to what we just saw with
very.
Chain, apart from Vale was swapped out for Ruins.
Yep.
So the story could be maybe the same, but I just feel like the play style between these players are so different to what we saw before. Vengeur's got this unbelievable level of aggression, and I think the stats that we saw earlier doesn't really do testament to actually the capabilities that he has.
Right.
Because his aim is unreal, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, and that's probably something that we will see demonstrated. And one of the exciting things about each individual player who's competing here at the Quake Pro League, because just like you said, we've got the aggressive bucket, we've got the defensive bucket, we've got a more strategic bucket, we've got a movement, etc. So I'm really curious about that. Casters, 40 and Jahar, talking about the champions and the maps, any additional thoughts on this matchup now that we've seen those?
I mean, again, I hate to harp on it, but I hope it goes to 5 because I want to see Slash versus Athena really, really bad. Lots of mobility on that, and I just want to see how they utilize it. But we got to get there first. Jahar, what do you think?
I'm happy to see Sorlag and Awoken. It's going to be good stuff. Right now, I'm just wondering if the table's big enough to have Nosfa's mouse pad on it. I mean, it's massive.
Is it?
Don't you shame
like a whole
him.
square mile mouse pad? They do get.
Should be enough. And of course, Vengeur on his side, I'm wondering if he can get close enough to the monitor here, because he's been just getting that extreme MySpace angle during the group play.
Forehead cam, yeah.
I like that. You saw a lot of the forehead. And,
I mean, Claus isn't here, so it means that somebody has to be that that Mr. Wilson.
And featured there just before you jump in, you saw the belts, and the belt will obviously play a big role because the winner of every championship match on throughout the year will have their name engraved on the belt, but it won't be retired until the whole thing is over and one final champion is crowned. So exciting for one of these players to get their name on that belt, and for those that aren't in the championship match, you just kind of look there, and hopefully is motivation for the future events to come. So I think we are about ready to jump in this game. So you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Well, we're going to kick it off over to 40 Lions and Jahar.
What do you say?
You and me, baby.
You ready? Let's do it one more time. How about that?
It was the wrong fist.
Yes, you tried.
Every time.
What do you think?
You know what? Nosfa's got such a great smile. But you
true.
know what? I wasn't
handsome. They're
able
both
to
very
catch
handsome,
every
if I'm
match over the last 3 days. I've been mostly watching like a lot of the boot camps, and he was just tearing it up in that cafe. Vengeur was looking out all right as well. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to get into this match very, very soon. Awoken is loaded up. Let's take a look at these guys. We are getting into Awoken, and I'm glad I had a second look at Nosfa's little pose there. I thought he was pointing at his nipple originally.
He could be.
It's like, I know where it is. It's directly opposite of the other one.
Well, that's fantastic.
You would hope.
Sorlag versus Galena on Awoken. Yeah. Do you think there's going to be a lot of spitting in this one?
Oh, yeah. And some of it coming out of Sorlag, even.
So
here we go. We got Vengeur. We got Nosfa. It's going to be Vengeur as Sorlag getting a spawn on rail, making his way down to Mega, which is fairly aggressive. Nosfa's actually already rotating back out, but not towards Rocket Launcher directly.
Giving up both items completely. Nosfa does have rockets now, trying to rain down and keep Vengeur trapped down here.
Nice. he's not down there, Nosfa.
Not convinced.
But Rocket Launcher control is going to be a big part of the opening moments of Awoken. It's going to be a big fight over it, but geez, Vengeur's taking so much damage. The spit is going to be pretty painful. Nosfa is going to be able to take that first frag. no totem up at the moment. So he's going to need to recover here pretty quickly on the Mega.
That was a great opening frag there by Nosfa. Oh, that LG up the jump pad, barely getting away. The totem goes down, 100 HP, but that was a lot of damage. Luckily, the heavy is there, waiting. Or LG almost knocked off the map. A little bit of a return, LG. Nosfa lucky to be alive.
That's going to make getting into this next Mega a little bit more difficult. Nosfa's already created a bit of a timing gap between them, but that gap is going to get closed very quickly. Vengeur tying it back up 1-1. And just at top T, looking for this next Mega.
Good refrag there. Needs to get rid of that totem and does so. Heavy's going to be up, a little bit of a tickle. He's going to double back there. Spit initially. Nosfa trying to fight for his life. There's a decent rocket pushing Vengeur back. 25 bubble. He's trying to stack back up. Misses with a little bit of a flick rail there, a little bit of a spammy rail, but tied 1-1. No big deal. Mega's going to be up next, and Vengeur wants the 50 shard.
Yeah, there's not really a better place for Vengeur to be until this next fight up here, but we've already got some totems coming out from Nosfa. Maybe down below, a great initial rocket, a lot of LG even from up top, but Vengeur is weakened. Got to take a little bit of banana health before coming back in for the Mega. There's the pickup. No return damage from Nosfa, who's on the run, and Vengeur is coming for him. And Nosfa's going to kill himself.
Nosfa takes out Nosfa there, gets a little bit panicky, and Vengeur charging in there. There's the LG. Nosfa trying to trap the nail gun, though. The LG so strong. Nosfa down to 25 HP. Vengeur is going to wait for it, trying to set up this rail here. He knows he wants that 50, and the rocket's going to be enough to push him away for the time being.
In the handful of fights we've had so far, Vengeur takes a lot of damage in them, but he's able to recover fairly effectively, and Nosfa's not really able to close that gap and just get the finish. But Vengeur's got a little bit of extra speed. Nosfa will have more recovery options as Galena. But Vengeur, we could see a first fight over an actual heavy armor here.
Pick up the spit up onto the rail here, trying to keep him away. Nosfa can't play it. Spit. Unfortunately, acid is bad for you. Eats a totem as Vengeur makes his way towards the Quakecon. Rails come out, but will not land. You gotta help.
You might see an actual clean frag. It's going to be LG on LG, but from the top, Vengeur is throwing it down, deleting the totem. Not quite deleting Nosfa, who's again getting away with barely his life, but he wanted that Mega, wanted to stick around for the fight. Didn't quite have the timing, didn't quite have the shot, but it's going to be Vengeur taking, for Awoken here at least, a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, such massive amounts of damage I put trapping at Nosfa, and that frag, that self-frag is going to come back to haunt him. There's a great rail there by Vengeur. He's going to be able to get another follow-up rocket. Misses with a flick rail. Nosfa extremely weak. Eats a little bit of nail damage going through the telly, and he might get trapped here if he's not careful.
Vengeur's unreturned incidental damage on all of these spam rockets, all these little bits of spam nails have been doing an incredible amount, which just goes to show that Nosfa, when it's a toe-to-toe fight, really might have the advantage. But here you can see the rockets coming out of Nosfa. Vengeur's in trouble, 14 HP, still gets the frag. He gets away with it every single time.
So close. Nosfa just can't get that extra damage, and he's got to be frustrated, but there's still plenty of time left. Just needs to try and stack back up and start chipping away here. Vengeur making away. There's a great start there. Opening rail. The spit comes out. Vengeur's just waiting on this Mega a little bit early. Nosfa looking for one more rail. There it is. 45 HP, but the Mega is there tempting him. He is going to grab it safely. Nosfa can't find the damage.
Yeah, Nosfa's in a bit of a risky position himself, but he really did need a second shot to make good on that Mega pickup. Vengeur's right back into it. He's now railable. Pushing up the stairs would be dangerous. They're both going to be weak. Nosfa picking up a little bit from the totem. Vengeur has to back up to the banana.
The rails coming out of Nosfa are so good. But again, if you can't close the frag out, it doesn't really matter. There's a missed rail from Vengeur himself. Grabs the 50 shard. Mega's going to be back, and here comes another fight.
Solid LG. Is the plasma really going to be the saving grace for Nosfa here? The damage is good, but the rail is better. Vengeur just looking incredibly strong this morning.
Nosfa's got to be thinking, he can't keep getting away with this. There's another great rail, 85 HP, and he's going to duck away into this power-up area here, 125 to work with, and Heavy is right below him, and it looks like it's going to be uncontested.
The Heavy's largely been uncontested here. Finally, we have a little bit of LG on the response, and Vengeur, with the aid of that Heavy armor, has just enough to sort out that frag, nearly getting some damage off the spawn as well.
Yeah, very smart play there. Just a little bit off, but he gets the initial rail off the spawn. And the Mega, again, right there, just restacking. Like you said, Nosfa cannot close these out. He needs to figure out a way to do so. So much nail damage, misses the follow-up rail. Nosfa, he's not safe anywhere. There's nowhere to go. What a rail by Vengeur there. Just a flick of the wrist.
And by the stacks, this is almost the opposite of what I would have expected out of a Galena player. Usually if you're Galena, you can take damage in a fight, but you have the option to recover so much faster than anybody else. Vengeur has been the one routing all the health, but here another fight. Breaking up from the rockets a little bit as Nosfa's back up at rail. Dropping down, I'm not sure if Vengeur heard it, but there's an opening rail. Vengeur's going to be weak and railable, but Nosfa's not in a great position himself. Mega's back up, Vengeur's got it, and that's going to be enough to get to the next fight over this heavy. Is Nosfa going to show up?
I don't think he can afford it there. He's gonna
Nope.
go ahead and slink it. I'm gonna go ahead and slink away there as Vengeur will grab the heavy armor. 6-0 as we get closer and closer to the 6-minute mark. Vengeur looks so strong. Lots of nail damage again through the telly. Trying to follow up with the rocket. That will connect. Nosfa again extremely weak, being forced on the LG side of the map.
Sorlag backs into a totem, Sorlag doesn't care.
It's the tail. Just flick it away. That's fine.
All right, well, Vengeur, nearly getting another bounce off. Nosfa stuck in the corner, and he's been put down once again.
7-0. Gap widening here. Nosfa, a little bit of shotgun damage. There's a little cheeky shotgun shot there. Heavy goes to Vengeur. Again, you just constantly see Nosfa stuck on the LG side. Finally getting some rockets. Vengeur looking for this rail. He knows he's right there. Nosfa waiting for the telly play.
Nearly halfway through, and the trend is still, Vengeur is getting a lot of free damage from spam and from little corner shots. Nosfa is incredibly dangerous in a toe-to-toe fight, or toe-to-claw, or whatever. But without that opening damage, it just doesn't worth anything. And here, Vengeur still got the height advantage. The LG is going to be dangerous, but Vengeur can leave whenever he wants, and Nosfa doesn't have much recourse.
Yeah, good job there from Nosfa to actually get in on that heavy. Good read for the LG. Could be a frag, catches him out with the LG, but pushes him through the telly, 73 HP. Vengeur is weak. Trying to stay alive here, and Nosfa needs to try and close the gap immediately. Only 3 minutes left.
Indeed, Vengeur getting a little bit quieter. Of course, he's got such a strong lead that he doesn't have to be that aggressive. Just defending with his LG, and it is enough. This is decisive 40.
Yeah, that defensive LG was absolutely incredible. Nosfa just falls right onto that shaft, and now again, Vengeur stacking back up. He's right on time for this Mega. He's going to zoom on by, but 2 minutes, 30 seconds, 8 frags. He doesn't really need to play off the item so much as just play defensive. Now all the pressure's on Nosfa to try and bring this back.
At the same time, you know, being this kind of aggressive and throwing out this kind of spam has been working out great for Vengeur, so no reason to fix what isn't broken. But you're absolutely right, there's only a little bit of time to play for, so Vengeur doesn't have to be that hungry for attention.
There's the spit to add insult to the injury. Defensive LG, fantastic from Vengeur as Nosfa tries to get into the rocket jump, and Vengeur says, nah, I'm good, not today.
Vengeur's just been deleting all of these totems, and like you mentioned, the spit is insult and injury.
Burns
All at
so
once.
good.
My
Burns
favorite
so
kind,
good.
actually. All right, so 8 on nil. And again, nil, nothing for Nosfa. And again, all this LG. Nosfa just drops right onto it, but he's
Nosfa
finally able
will
to get
one.
on the board.
For that rail off the spawn, won't get the heavy will be there. Vengeur's going to pressure this and gets him right back with the LG, and he doesn't even pick up the heavy.
At that point, one frag was his biggest opportunity to go on a Killsin run, but no such luck, no such spawns, no such hits. And with the final minute, catching up these 8 frags, well, I don't think even Zoot would believe in that one.
He believes in a thing called luck. There's a great rail, a follow-up rail again, but Vengeur again melts him. With a little over a minute left, 10-1, this is going to be extremely difficult if Nosfa can pull a crazy Killsin, maybe, but I'm starting to lose faith, even for me.
Nosfa's no cheetah, and Vengeur, what was it, Kid Bellissimo?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Making good use of it here so far. And what was map 2? Do you remember, 40?
I don't remember anything. That's the problem. That's really the problem here.
Too early.
He has to start thinking about map 2. I mean, at this point, it's don't get down on yourself. Just try and mental reset, get back in the game, and worry about map 2 for sure. Whatever that may be.
Well, here's going to be a little bit of LG coming out of Nosfa. He's on the chase, but he's taken all of the acid damage. And he's just barely going to get that Mega in time just to stop the bleeding, stop the burning.
He likes to live dangerously.
Does dangerously mean lose the first map
Rude.
and then come back for the next 3?
It's tactical.
Okay,
It's
tactical.
You get in your opponent's head, you give him the first one, it's free, and you get the rest back, and that's a cheeky last frag by Vengeur.
Would you like fries with that?
Yeah. Drive-through window, but that's going to be it. Vengeur takes map number 1 on Awoken.
We're going to be going to Molten Falls next, but hopefully for Nosfa, he can shake off last night a little bit more than Vengeur has.
Yeah. Hope he's a T-Swift fan, I'm not sure. That defensive LG from
Not sure
Vengeur
what he's
was
drinking.
incredible. Absolutely incredible.
That
Every
was the
time-
surprising thing. At the beginning, Nosfa really did have like the better, just like, you know, face-to-face skills. he was doing so much damage in all of their fights, but at some point, Vengeur just really started tearing things up.
Yeah, I mean, Nosfa was put in a position where he had to start playing aggressive, and Vengeur was ready each and every time with that shaft and just was like, I hope you're a Metallica fan because you're going to be riding the lightning.
Yeah, well, we'll be hearing from their lawyers. But at this point, I'm really wondering, where were Nosfa's rails? We didn't see too many of them. I didn't see the scoreboard at the end, but I didn't see too many, too much of the corner play that is really part and parcel of how you play Awoken.
Yeah, I mean, we saw more. Look at these
Yeah,
rails from Vengeur. He
just
had
like
them
that.
on lock. We
Close
saw
range,
actually,
long range.
Yeah,
He doesn't care.
Nosfa started whipping out the rail near the end, and you got to think, what was his thought process behind that? Well, why not, like you said, post up and try and hit some rails chip early? But
Oh,
whatever
the
that might
rail
be.
gun.
Right. Click and do damage.
Well, we're going from the green map to the red map here in a little bit. It's going to be Molten Falls, a little bit more space. No more Soar lag, though, unfortunately. We're going to be finding out what our next two champions. And again, in this format, you get to see each champion once.
Yep, it really makes you have a deep map pool or a deep champion pool, and I kind of like that a lot.
Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad. But we're going to be going to Molten Falls here in just a moment. 40, do you think Nosfa can is it just a matter of waking up? Is he going to pull, what year was it? Something year Cypher?
Yeah, I think shake off that first map, warm-up game, whatever you want to call it, but mentally reset, go into the next one, and just play your game and try not to get in your own head. I mean, that's the worst thing. As a Quake player, you have to have strong mentality going into everything because you're going to be up against the odds most of the time.
But of course, Nosfa, I mean, he's got a great attitude. He's not going to let anything get him down. He's all smiles all the time.
Yeah, of course. And if he gets knocked down, he's probably going to get back up again.
I'm not going to say it.
Okay.
I know you want me to say it. I'm not going to do it.
This
Yeah.
close. We were this close.
No. But again, Molten Falls, again, rail play is going to be heavy. Routing is going to be important. There's a lot of play over the Mega, a lot of play over the heavy armor itself.
Yep.
But my favorite spot is a little spot that's become known as Rafa's Edge. We're going to have to see if anybody falls off of it. But there, I mean, Sinker put this together. He placed the items. It's really his fault. He's a bit of a troll, really. You've got railgun, you've got armor, and you've got 50 health in the smallest room of the map. It's where you want to go to recover. It's where you want to go to start a fight. But we're going to be getting into it right here, right now. Nosfa versus Vengeur, map 2, Vengeur up. Let's see if Nosfa can put things back together. Nosfa on the heavy, he's got rail. And again, you don't really want to ever take that rail and push forward, but it's actually Vengeur pushing forward for the next pickup of rail. And they're going to be potentially meeting here at the heavy. There's no heavy to play for, only positioning. And so the fact that Nosfa's he's got something to pay attention to other than going to get himself a rocket launcher, but he's going to want that at some point.
Nosfa does claim the Mega right now. He would like rockets, and he's going to make his way over finally. Grab some. There's the orb play getting a little bit aggressive here. LG out. Does he spawn him at the last minute? Heavy gets taken. Rocket damage not going to land here. Nosfa's like, wait a minute. You stole my item.
Yeah, the routing here is really bizarre at the opening, and both of these players look a little bit like, I'm not supposed to be where I am. You're not supposed to be where you are. Can we just pretend like this never happened? But here comes a bit of a fight.
Yeah, that rocket almost hit him right square in the face there. Got to be careful where you chase. Nosfa makes his way back to the Mega. Wally comes down, but can't lock on there. A little bit of an LG tickle looking for a rail, and he's going to miss, but Vengeur won't miss his. But he is going to drop onto the shaft. Did you learn nothing from the first map? That's exactly what you did in Nosfa. 50 HP. He's looking for the rail, and the LG tickle from Vengeur will get the first frag.
Or something from the last 20 years of Quake. I mean, just dropping down onto LG like that, it's not recommended, not OSHA compliant. But Vengeur on the board here, and again, we've got Nosfa on Ranger with the Dire Orb, Vengeur as Eisen with that turret. And of course, it's going to be deleted, but that's more information for Vengeur.
But remember what Rafa always said, if it works, it's not a bad play.
And you know what's cool? Winning.
Yeah,
Yes.
the coolest thing you can do.
Or falling off the map. That's fine too.
Even cooler if you could fall off the map and win. But regardless, Vengeur will grab the heavy 1-0, 2 minutes in. Nosfa playing a little bit slower now, waiting for the sound cue, trying to set a trap.
Yeah, there's no items up at the moment. Mega's going to be next, but as you can see, Vengeur has got a fantastic stack. Nosfa's got weapons. He's 100-100, but other than that, this Mega is going to be really, really risky to even look at. But Vengeur is a little bit late to it, even late for just like the follow-up LG. So I'm not sure where else Vengeur was. Maybe he was busy elsewhere.
He had other business to attend to,
Yeah.
but nevertheless, Nosfa will get a free Mega out of that and a free heavy. Wally's gone. There's a rail. There's a rocket jump up in the orb. Aggressive play there. from Nosfa, and he's like, all right, it's not working. It's not working, and now he has to back off 44 HP, but Vengeur's going to chase.
Nosfa getting punished for stealing these items. It is just about all knocked off, and Vengeur is just putting in every single rail, finishing off with the LG. Very assertive, very dominant. And he's going to be back up on this Mega, cycling back over to the Heavy. He wants this to make sense to him. He wants to maintain full control and get the cycle. But this damage coming out of Nosfa is completely shutting down that plan. I mean, he's at 10 HP. He's going to have to farm for poverty armed items for a little bit here. This Mega might not be Vengeur's.
He is above it. He does have position. There's the jump up from the jump pad. Nosfa with a little bit of LG, and they swap places, and now Mega is going to go to Vengeur. There's the orb, and oh my god, Nosfa will get deleted with that rocket. A play from Vengeur there.
And a little bit of love from the turret. And that's info, not only damage, but knowing exactly which way he's headed, where he spawned. And here comes the play over the Heavy. It's going to be a little bit late from Vengeur, and with 90 health and no armor, it might not be worth it. Yeah, let the turret do the hard work. You go get Mega.
Yeah, Wally, go do this for me. 100 HP, no armor. Bill Vengeur looking for rails, any kind of damage that he could put out. And
no, what? No.
Bad things happen?
Where? How?
I don't know.
There's a guardrail on Mega.
Oh no, not again. Nosfa goes in on the Mega. The LG from Vengeur is swapped to Rockets. 11 HP. He gets another frag. 4 to -1. That's a scoreline you might not see often here. Very, very weak, but Nosfa can't push in. Wally comes down. Vengeur's going to be able to restack.
It's a shame if he had any weapon. Vengeur was pretty weak there, needed the 50 health, and that's someplace where you can trap somebody where they're trying to recover in the rail room. But Nosfa, he's got to get some weapons here, and collapsing on the LG spawn is rough. Anything could happen, and it's going to be Rockets from Nosfa, getting him back up to 0.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Absolutely.
Hard reset. 4 minutes and 30 seconds in, only 4-0. Plenty of time for Nosfa to regain composure and control here. Makes his way over to the LG. Heavy is up, so this should be relatively free here.
Nosfa back on this Heavy. Vengeur is still looking pretty weak off the spawn. It's difficult to chase around that corner, so Nosfa pausing for just a moment, getting a little bit of audible information. Getting the RJ through to quickly get back over to the Mega. But Vengeur, he's kind of keeping his distance, and he actually whiffs the rail. Here's Nosfa's rails coming out, and he's going on the chase. Again, this corner, like once somebody gets around there, it's kind of like an Awoken going to the LG. It's not really worth it, but the Mega's up. 2 seconds to the Heavy. I don't think Nosfa's going to be there in time, but sometimes a half victory is better than no victory at all.
I like the aggressive play there, leaving Mega up for a little bit to try and get the frag, and actually pays off because Vengeur playing really slow is going to leave up the Heavy as well, so Nosfa doesn't even lose that on the item. Vengeur playing maybe a little bit too passive too early, but we'll see.
Interesting wall. It's fantastic brickwork. Look at that mortar.
Look at it. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
All right, that's quality craftsmanship. Way to go, Elder Gods. But it's Nosfa trying to push in with the Dire Orb, and he puts the die in the orb, getting properly on the board.
4-1 as Nosfa gets that frag. Looking for more here as he's going to need it. Heavy is up. Is he going to take a peek over the side? He has to take care of Wally first. Rockets raining down. Vengeur not picking up Heavy quite yet. He's going to go up the jump pad and do an enormous amount of damage with the LG, and Nosfa's like, which one of y'all just kicked me? What happened?
Fortunately, he's got a few 25s to recover on. Vengeur took the 25s at rail, so there's no real point for Nosfa to go this way. But he doesn't trust Vengeur. All right, health is coming back up. It's actually crossing through here to push down into Mega just for the recovery, looking for one rail. He gets one off the rocket jump as Vengeur's on the chase, but yeah, after that rail, it's just not worth it anymore. Ooh. Starting to get some great rails out of Nosfa. Finally, he's waking up. Woo! There it is!
Look at these rails from Nosfa getting a second frag, going back to the Heavy. That was a fantastic play, hitting everything. Nosfa's got to be on fire now. Still plenty of time, down 2. But he's definitely heating up, starting to come alive right now.
Starting to hear the microwave beep, but Nosfa gonna be able to get a pretty clean Mega. And now we've got a pretty big split between Mega and Heavy, and this being a big map, there's a lot of time, a lot of distance between the 2 items. But this turret is just constantly down, and Nosfa just has to keep thinking about that instead of just being where he needs to be on this Heavy. But at the same time, Vengeur didn't show up at all.
Vengeur is creeping up the LG. Is Nosfa going to take a peek? There it is. Great rail again from Nosfa. He's going to use Dire Orb to close the gap. Maybe trying to find another rail here. There's a great rocket jump. Misses with the rail, but still has positioning. Vengeur's so weak. Just needs one more rail. Nosfa can't find it. Surely Vengeur won't challenge for this Mega. There's rails exchanged, but nothing landing. Nosfa trying to get this frag here. knows Vengeur's weak. He might be able to catch him out over in the rail room. There's a great rocket mid-air with the rocket jump 4-3. Nosfa, fantastic play there.
He's just about back into it. Only one frag down. Just over 2 minutes to play. But Nosfa is able to take away the heavy. 8 seconds to Mega. Vengeur is starting to sneak around and throw it down the turret. It's going to be a flatline fight. Anything could happen in this room, but Vengeur goes down. And Nosfa's tied things back up.
Vengeur feeding a little bit there, getting a little bit crazy, but Nosfa taking advantage of that and tying it up at 4 with 2 minutes left. This is, you got a game here, Car.
You certainly don't want to go in a negative score on the final day. Nobody wants that.
I mean, Nosfa making it hard on himself. Technically, he should have the lead right now.
Yeah, he's just handicapping himself, right?
It's like, I just need to make it a little bit harder. The
Sure.
first map was free. I'll make
For
the
the
second
kids.
map a little. Yeah, exactly. For the kids. Shield. Look for the rocket spam coming out from both players here. Nosfa
Oh, he knows that trick, Nosfa. He's seen it.
let's get a little cute here. He's going to really force himself onto this Mega. Almost gets caught on the jump pad there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he meant to be on there, but he got a little bit lucky. Vengeur decided he didn't think the fight was worth it. It's going to be a rotate back to heavy. Nosfa not trusting the top. Here's the teleport. Gets the grab, and Vengeur wasn't even aware. He didn't even throw anything down there.
Didn't even peek to try and do
Awkward.
damage here. Again, maybe playing a little bit too passive. We are tied at 4. Closing in on a minute left. There's a great rail from Vengeur, and he's going to hit and run. Waiting above Mega right now, trying to rain down some rockets. He's going to drop. There's the orb. There's the rockets. And what is going on? Vengeur gets the best of him with the LG. Nosfa losing track of him a little bit with a minute left. Vengeur is on top again.
Was that a switch to rail that I saw at the very end?
I think so.
I mean, he saw him dropping down. It's like, all right, I'm going to rocket him. I'm going to die orb. I'm going to switch to rail. It's going to be great. It's going to go on the clip video.
And then a little bit of shock.
And then I'm going to die.
He had this whole plan, but it didn't go his way. 40 seconds left. Down by 1. Nosfa needs to make something happen. Vengeur just playing patiently, waiting for sound. Mega's going to be up. Nosfa's going to claim that. Heavy shortly after, but I'm not sure if there's enough time. He might be able to snag and go straight for the fight, but at this point, time is ticking. 25 seconds. You need to find Vengeur. Vengeur doing everything
great
in
rocket.
his power.
What? This LG is going to be disastrous, and Nosfa is taking it back with the LG. He is weak, 50 health. He's going to need everything in the rail room. 10 seconds to overtime. At this point, the only mandate is survive.
Survive. What a great rail
there we go.
And yeah, I don't... Vengeur playing so slow, and Nosfa just getting in there, playing so aggressive, using the dire orb to close the gap, get a little bit of damage, and I absolutely love it. Sudden death, 5-5. Thought he was going to go around that corner and get trapped here. Both players be extremely careful. Next frag wins. There's a missed rail from Vengeur. Nosfa making his way back to the heavy. There's the rocket jump to get a little bit of speed through there. Great rail onto Vengeur. He's going to use the orb again. Gets past Wally. There's the LG in the rail room, and Nosfa will take the map.
What a comeback from -1. A completely unprovoked -1. So
Again,
really, it's 5-7 if you want to count it that way.
I feel like he wanted to make it harder on himself. He's like, I started from below the bottom. Now we're here.
Well, it's going to tie things back up, and we're going to be going into a third map in this best-of-5 series where anything could and probably will happen.
That was an incredible game from Nosfa to maintain his composure. I mean, we've seen other players do it. Rafa, go into the negatives and do a little dance that you didn't want to do, but he brought it back. He maintained composure, and Sudden Death took it. That was a great game right there.
And there were some dire orbs that really made things tick. It was not so much about the damage, it was about the positioning. Vengeur going, all right, I can kind of keep some distance from him, soften him up with rail, and if he tries to get too sweaty on me, then he'll be softened up. But that dire orb really closed the gap, really allowed the aggression to work out for him. And like I was saying in Awoken, where are Nosfa's rails? Now we know where they are, in Molten Falls.
Look at that rail.
Bam.
I think he hit 3 or 4 in a row to get that frag. It was so good, so well done from Nosfa there. I want to see more of that, more of this. And this rocket.
Yeah, rockets all around were pretty intense. And that room above Mega is, it's a flat rectangle, which means it doesn't matter what your stack is. You're not going to get a clean frag. If you win the fight because of the bigger stack, you're not going to hold on to it. And there, again, I think we saw what he was attempting there. It was going to be really cool, man. I know. That was going to be a highlight for the ages, but it didn't go your way. But the map did in the end, and ultimately, that's all that matters.
Just incredible.
Actually, no, it's the clips that matter.
It's all about the fame, but I love that last play, orbing past Wally, getting in there. Look at that, brushing his shoulders off. Let's give it up for Nosfa Vengeur. We're going to get into map number 3. What a series already.
All right, VTech just kicked in, yo. We're going to be getting into map 3, and I think Nosfa's starting to feel it.
He's starting to loosen up a little bit. Blood Run's going to be next. It's probably going to be a bit of a slower game. It does have the chance to snowball, but historically, I feel like Blood Run, very defensive-based map to play.
This is a map that hasn't been getting as much action in recent tournaments, but here, best of 5, you're going to see it. This champion setup, you're going to see it. It's historically a very cranial map. You have to be kind of a thinker to play effectively here. But there's so much more audio and so much more available information now. You've got the ability to hear the heavy armor being picked up from the small armor room. You've got Mega, which can be heard from many places, including
From
the
other
grades
maps,
above
yeah.
Mega. Yeah, from other maps. Yeah. But as we get into it, I forget what the champions were, but I'm really curious to see what they are. Ranger, as we saw, was already played in Molten Falls. Ranger is usually like the linchpin of Blood Run, but it's going to be Keel, it's going to be Scalebearer. Never seen this before. Here we go.
It's completely new, never ever, but yeah, no, this is going to be great.
It's a whole
More
new
bull
world for
rushes, more pineapples, and I'm a big fan of pineapples. Nosfa's going to start off on that lower armor phone, straight to Mega, grabbing LG. I think a pineapple came out with a rail there from Vengeur, but nothing doing. Nosfa.
And Scalebearer is so big, I mean, he's not difficult to hit with those grenades.
He's a portly fellow, maybe. Waiting, patiently trying to trap with this. Ooh, look at that rock. A little bit more damage would have been nice. And there are the pineapples to try and keep him at bay. Nosfa, like, I want to get in there, but I'll play a little bit patient. Got to respect those pineapples.
So already, compared to the usual Ranger plays and Galena plays we're used to seeing on Blood Run, this is so different. Nosfa's had to play this incredibly slow, trying to deny rockets, but of course he doesn't have a rail of his own. He rushes backwards.
That was the moonwalk of the century there. He's going to be able to pick up the Mega. Yeah, a little bit awkward there from Nosfa. Unfortunate, but he's out on much.
But at this point, that means that they're going to be rotating positions, which means any pretext of weapon control and weapon denial is going to be out the window. Nosfa still doesn't have a rail, so maybe I was wrong there. Vengeur just has everything, and Nosfa is still lacking a critical part of this fight.
Walking around the
Play the corner, yeah.
Spam rocket there. Playing very slow. A little bit of chip damage on that rocket, but nothing to be too proud of yet. Does have Bull Rush back, and that's going to be very important.
Yeah, due to how conservative Nosfa's had to be, he's not been able to get a rail, and Vengeur's got a crazy Mondo stack. You can't really depend on the Bull Rush to even that up. He's got to have, a great spam rocket to open things up. Finally, diving in for that rail. And now he's ready to turn things up. There we go.
Really good rail from Nosfa there on the drive-by.
Hey.
Great. Wow, that rocket. Go for more here. Waiting, sees the Mega.
That Tribolt's great down there, but no damage. Barely saw the Mega even get stolen away, but there's the heavy. Nice little RJ from Nosfa. He's going to get a helping hand due to the shaft over at the top. Great rail on the way out. I mean, it's okay taking a little bit of damage. You've got a free 50 available there.
Yeah, but it's so scary, you might get floated for days there. There's the Bull Rush around the corner. The LG swap isn't going to be enough. Vengeur trying to fight him off with rockets, but with 10 HP, Nosfa gets the frag.
And this being Blood Run, there's 25s all over the place. Mega's going to be back up. Vengeur's going to have to pick up. Heavy might still be a little bit of a risk for Nosfa from that last fight.
Tries to get that initial rail, doesn't hit it. He's not going to commit. He is railable here, needs to be very careful. He's not going to be able to get the shot.
And Vengeur doesn't have a rocket. Oh, okay, he was able to get up there. Nice little bit of Tribolt. So yeah, Vengeur still in charge of the items. But Nosfa is playing a very quiet Scalebearer. Very methodical.
One lone pineapple there as Mega is taken by Vengeur. And Nosfa, again, playing very patiently, trying to set up this rail shot in anticipation for this heavy.
I mean, Nosfa has to know that, yeah, heavy is really going to be critical. But it's going to be Vengeur on the pickup. Now Vengeur wants to drop down for some damage first, and instead he's just going to be eating a rail. Still getting the heavy. What is Nosfa's gambit here?
Just, I'm going to keep railing it. I'm going to hear you.
Every time I see him, I'm going to rail you. Easy, yeah.
I see enemy, I rail enemy. Still up 1-0 here, 3:30 in. Nosfa playing extremely patient, extremely passive. But there's a great rail from Vengeur. Is he going to go for number 2? There it is, but unfortunately not landing it. Nosfa is just going to try and stack back up. Wait, nail room here.
It has
Again,
been a long
defensive
time
play.
since I've seen Blood Run played like this. Oh, a little bit of spam thrown out there, but no information from that rocket. So they're just both kind of playing the corner, say, you go corner. No, you go corner, I insist. But Vengeur's got all the stack. He's still showing Nosfa a lot of respect. He's trying to tighten the noose, but knowing how dangerous Nosfa can be with those opening rails and rockets, Vengeur wants to make this clean.
Yeah, Nosfa's going to try and choke him out here and make him chase and then just eat a lot of damage on the entry here. A little bit of LG tickle. You could hear him at being chased. And look at that. Scalebear is just so fast, even with the sandals on.
Yeah. Who knew? So Nosfa. It's going to be a play through the teleporter. Nosfa drops down a blue corner. Again, just kind of gift wrapping these items for Vengeur, but kind of baiting Vengeur into the jump pad. Gets no damage off of that first hit. One solid rocket, but it's not worth pushing back into the choke point. He's just not landing any of these defensive rockets.
Yeah, that's got to be frustrating. But again, Vengeur's not getting past them, so it's not that big of a deal. He doesn't even need to land them. He's just getting away with doing plus back. Around 5 minutes in, still 1-0. Nosfa hyper defensive, and it's working.
I understand Vengeur's respect for Nosfa here, but Vengeur is getting all the stack items. But, I mean, Nosfa's still getting a lot of these rails in, but on the same token, Vengeur just has to shoot the man. It's that simple.
Gotta find the man first. Nosfa extremely patient, waiting for this lower 50. Does he want to take it away? Doesn't need to, but here comes Vengeur slowly through the banana, and Nosfa's going to be able to dip through the telly immediately. Again, he looks him in the eyes and he says, chase me.
And he's going to try, but Keel, I mean, he's got a lot of metal to lug around, so he's not all that fast.
It's a lot of armor. It's a lot of nades. You need a lot of pockets, cargo pants, possibly.
All right, so Nosfa, again, back to playing the teleporter exit corner. Actually pushing forward here a little bit. Heard the jump pad. No damage, no info. A little bit of a tink off that one. And again, he's just playing the same loop. Vengeur, this has got to be infuriating if you're Vengeur. It's like we've been on this ride before. We're on a merry-go-round. Every time I push, you run. He's got to find a way to trap him, collapse on him, and deny any exit.
And the issue is if Vengeur starts sacrificing items to push, then Nosfa's just going to go in and grab those items. So he's stuck in this weird place. 4 minutes left. Up a frag, Nosfa. Is it possible that we see 1-0?
It is possible.
Anything is possible.
And for the first time in a few minutes, we saw not both items going to Vengeur, but only the heavy. So that really just gives Nosfa, you know, more wiggle room with his cerebral play.
Very, very cerebral. Just waiting patiently here.
Patience, yes, that's the word for
Patient.
it. Sandbagging more like, but it's working out for him. And again, like Vengeur has just got to get mad or get even or some combination of the both. But he's actually running in with these rails and getting hit after hit. Nosfa is on the run for real this time and having to recover. Vengeur making a quick pit stop for the Mega. Oh, but Nosfa's going to be catching a little bit of LG here. Heavy's up and he's not going for it. He's just going to use the bull rush to create that distance. Vengeur can have all the items, but if he can't get close, it doesn't matter.
3 minutes left. There's the aggressive rocket jump up. Nosfa hears it, and he is bowing out gracefully here. Just playing this, I mean, he's playing this the way he should be playing this. Rail missing from behind there, and Vengeur just getting increasingly frustrated. You could tell here. He's like, just come back. Just give me one hug.
What's great to me here is that this is obvious. This is not something that Nosfa is making up on the fly. This is coordinated. This is, I wouldn't say scripted, but it is planned. And so far, the plan is working flawlessly. Now that could fall apart, yeah, if some of these rails don't connect.
He's getting the damage at least a little bit here. Vengeur trying to push in LG, and that's actually going to push him a little bit further out. And that defensive rocket's going to do big damage there. He's going to miss out on the 50 as he drops, but Nosfa, again, is just running away. He's getting away with it. He can't keep getting away with it.
That's literally what he's doing. He's getting away with it every single time. And like we said, Blood Run is a map for thinkers and runners. Sometimes those are the same thing.
He's going to get in on the heavy. He's going to bull rush his way down.
This is fascinating. He's actually had to change his route.
I have to go a different way this time?
I have to go right instead of left. But still, I mean, he's kind of resetting back to square one, and this was Vengeur's opportunity to meet him at square one and trap him off. I mean, all you get out of that is one rail. Is it worth it, Vengeur? Is it worth dropping down, knowing he can escape through teleporter, and only getting one rail out of it? I mean, I can't imagine another matchup where this would work. Who else is as slow as Keel is?
I feel like you're picking on Keel, and I don't appreciate it. There's a great rail, 55 HP, but he's going to grab the heavy again, and Nosfa eats another rail, 20 HP, grabs the 25s. Can Vengeur cut off? There's the LG. Is this finally going to be it? 31 HP, the bull rush comes out. Nosfa running for his life with a minute left.
And he's back. Yeah, he was holding onto that bull rush for such a long time. He didn't look perturbed. He didn't look scared. He's like, I'm just going to push the button when I need to.
Stole the Mega, and that's huge. Now he's going to, again, teleplay. There's the rail. He didn't even go through. He's going to get more damage. And
Yeah, look at
shaking
Vengeur's
his head. He's
face.
laughing. He's like, I can't believe it. He's like, I thought your name was lightning in a bottle. I didn't know it actually meant you're going to run away like that.
Welcome to the 2019 Hide and Go Seek Olympics,
30
where Vengeur
seconds
has been
left.
hiding for, or chasing for approximately 10 minutes. And it looks like our Hide and Go Seek champion may well be Nosfa. Oh, that
Little bit of
oh,
pineapple,
no.
too.
Your own grenade. That was kind of an own goal there.
It's just like, how could you? At 2 pineapple. Mega pick up,
5
but
seconds, and Nosfa's done it. Again, I cannot imagine another matchup.
you have
where
to give
this
it up for
would've
Nosfa.
worked.
That was superb play. 1-0 on Blood Run. He did what he needed to do. You can't hate on the boy.
Vengeur can. I'm sure he will a little bit. There
I'm
might
sure
be some
he can
stink eye
and
thrown
will.
across the table.
Yeah, yeah. 57% rail.
I mean, who else is that slow? I mean, I only mean physically, of course.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you're picking on me in front of all these people. I'm a little offended, but Nosfa did what he had to do. Sometimes it doesn't look glorious or glamorous, but I mean, as long as you get the W,
I mean,
what really matters.
these are tricks that you can hide up your sleeve. This is what you boot camp for. You come up with something crazy. You think, if I get this specific matchup on this specific map, then this might work.
Yep.
And you only get to do it once, I think.
Very much a set play. Very much.
You don't get
Everybody
to do
saw
that
what
again,
just
Nosfa.
happened right now. Everybody saw that. So.
I'm really scared of the next King of the Hill where somebody's going to try to make that happen. And
Oh,
it's not going to work.
please.
I mean, Nosfa, again, it looked like he was running in circles, but they were incredibly precisely timed circles.
Yeah, they were immaculate circles. The rockets weren't even that great, but the circles, fantastic.
And
but we're
all
going to
it
get
took
into Vale
was,
next.
was a few defensive rails, and that's what it took. And again, yeah, getting into Vale of Pnath,
There's not a lot of running on Vale. You could still kind
No.
of run, but not like that. So we're hopefully not going to see hyper defensive play.
a lot
We'll
of
see.
flying on Vale, maybe
knock on
following
some
with
sort
style
of
more
wall.
like. But as we get into it, it's one of my favorites, honestly, and I'm glad we get to see it more today.
It is a great map. It really is. A little bit trolly, as you said before. That armor shard down there is so tempting sometimes, and then you're just like, great, now I'm stuck. I have nowhere to go. This is terrible. I'm surrounded by acid.
And we're going to put the rocket launcher at the bottom of the map, surrounded by health, multiple choke points,
Yeah.
visible from just about anywhere.
The friendliest
and
place on
everybody's
Earth,
going to
really.
go for it. No scale bearer here, though.
No, Scale Bella was right. You
Yeah,
did.
I'm really glad scale bearer is gone. It's going to be Death Knight. It's going to be Visor for Vengeur, and Death Knight for Nosfa.
Get into it right here. I'm a little interested in the Visor pick. This is a bit of a smaller map, but regardless, Nosfa was going to start off on the Death Knight and the LG spawn, going straight to the rockets. He's going to play for the die. He wants to double back forward the Mega, and he's going to tactically miss that jump.
Yes, yes.
Oh, plan.
He wanted to create a little bit of delay to get the gap between the Mega and the armor, but Nosfa is just eating rail after rail. Down to 64. Vengeur wants to make a frag. I think he might be a little bit mad after the last map.
He's definitely pent up after what just happened, and he's going to take out all that aggression on Nosfa here. 64 HP, shotgun out, trying to stay alive. He's going to duck down into the Thunderdome. And grab these two 25s here.
All right, so Nosfa, oof.
Shadow.
Nice defensive rocket, actually. 33 damage is more than I was expecting him to get out of it, but still, Nosfa's railable. He's going to be kind of in a tough spot if Vengeur decides to get off of the item cycle. Oh, went for the rail, didn't quite get it. That's going to be Mega for Vengeur.
Good rail.
And Nosfa just kind of hanging out. Again, he's more of a wall inspector this game than anything else. But good
Oh, wow,
fireballs
there
coming
it
out.
is.
Not enough to get it. And Vengeur will be opening things up. So now Nosfa actually has to, play the game.
Yeah. I wonder if Vengeur's going to be like, I'm going to try and run for 9 minutes and see how you like it.
I don't think that's possible on Vale.
Yeah,
I mean, too
definitely
many
not.
crazy things happen here. Going for a little bit of churro play, denied armor, and
Wow.
a follow-up on the rockets. It's a spicy meatball.
Fantastic play there. What a rail right off the spawn. He's going to swap the rockets, and rail almost gets it. So weak, and the shotgun's going to do it. Good weapon switch from Nosfa there, grabbing another frag.
Smart stuff. The starting shotgun, always reliable, always dependable. Nosfa, not a lot of armor, not a lot of stack. Vengeur's already got that heavy in hand, at least the light. Well, they're both going to be down here. It's going to be who rocket jumps for it first. It's going to be more of a teleporter play here. The fire comes out. Oh, but again, a denial rail. No armor for you. As Nosfa has to head on back through, and this is actually a nasty place to try to take any kind of stack.
So scary, so tempting, but he gets away with it here. So Vengeur will claim the Mega using that 50 shard, a little bit of tri-ball. Vengeur's going to push him with the shaft. He's going to try to get this frag up the jump pad. That is a terrible place to go, but somehow survives. The rail will miss. Tries to get a rail of his own. Nosfa, very, very risky. Grabs the 50 shard on the lower. Heavy coming up. LG out, waiting, begging Vengeur to drop on the shaft. There's a great rocket from Vengeur. Jumps over, grabs it. Good rail, but the lightning gun is too much. Absolutely electrifying there from Vengeur.
If you or a loved one suffer from one more shot-itis, please consult your doctor.
There are people that can help. A great rail from Nosfa there.
But that was a classic case. I mean, Nosfa, his attitude changes entirely when he's a frag up. But there's a great rail right around the corner. And once again, one in the lead. 5 seconds to the heavy. He's going to be more, at least he's got the top here. He's got priority over just about anything he wants. And coming back in for this Mega. Is that a jump pad play? No, Vengeur's not anywhere near it.
That rail there as Nosfa claims the Mega. Getting into Thunderdome here, we could see some bloodshed, and just opens the door and says, nah, doesn't look safe, I'm going to back out. A little bit of rocket spam, that's going to give him the information, but Vengeur with a rocket of his own says, don't you dare push past me.
Nice. And again, like you mentioned earlier, 40, I'm not really sure what the piercing sight really gives him because Nosfa, oh, nice.
I guess
Good
it gives him a frag, maybe?
Sure. He was looking directly at him, but a frag's a frag.
But sometimes you need to really turn it on and be like, is that really you? I need to see you.
Is it who you're looking for?
3-3 here. Mega is up. Vengeur trying to LG, keep him away. There's a rocket spam up the grates, but not so great as unfortunately this takes no damage, grabs the Mega there. Rocket's not landing for Vengeur.
Oh, I like this LG. I'm sure Vengeur does as well. Nosfa's still got a lot of health, however. Vengeur's looking for this rail. They're going to be whipping on each other. 6 seconds until the churro is populated with armor. But it's going to be Vengeur knocked off, back through the TP. Ready for the rocket. It's good damage. He wants the frag. Forget the armor. He wants the point, but they're both going to be so weak.
Yeah, Nosfa not confident to take that last shot there. He wanted to stack back up instead. Probably the smarter move, but it's all about glory, right? So Vengeur grabs the 50 into the Mega. We're still tied at 4:30 into this one. Is Nosfa going to take this? This could decide the series here. Vengeur playing for his life.
Don't tell him that.
No pressure.
You'll make him nervous,
No pressure.
All right, so Vengeur, he's got the top of the map. 6 seconds until heavy comes up. Really, he's just hoping that Nosfa kind of makes an early play for it. But it looks like Nosfa's just going to be completely on the Mega side. So Vengeur taking away that heavy. Yeah, this is a play. Yeah, you can come through that teleporter, no problem. Dropping down onto it. How many times is Vengeur going to do it? At least this time he has the stack to deal with it. Taking the lead just by the one frag.
Absolutely fearless. He's like, I'll do it again. Let's do it again. One more time. Makes the jump. What a rail getting caught out here. The fire and the flames come out. The LG comes out for Vengeur and another frag. 5-3. Vengeur lighting it up right now.
This is exactly what he wants. A little bit of padding, a little bit of security. But of course, Nosfa's going to be turning up the juice as well. Heavy taken. And Vengeur's caught here. There's no more health. There's no more options. Nosfa back in it.
Great LG work there. You could tell he was kind of like, do I go for the shot on heavy? And he was like, I have to get away. But instead, Nosfa chases him down. 5-4. Still a very close game here. Vengeur trying to get in on some rockets, making sure it's safe. And Nosfa with a little bit of a tickle there. Saying, get out of my chamber. More LG. There's the rocket jump up and an awkward fight there. Trying to keep him off the heavy. Can he do it? Great rail from Vengeur there. Now he's waiting through the telly. He's like, do it. Do it. I dare you.
And of course, he pops it as soon as he does come through the teleporter. So he still gets one more rail, but not exactly the decisive play he wanted. So maybe that piercing sight was actually a detriment, would you say, 40? Didn't help?
Oh, no. Dropping again, but the LG's so strong. Vengeur with the rail out finally hits 110 HP. Both players extremely weak and very, very rough spot to be in for Vengeur. Luckily for him, Nosfa also has to try and stack back up here. Those who claim the Mega heavy's up shortly. Is Vengeur going to be able to get a rail off here?
I mean, he's going to be pretty weak himself. Nosfa, in the meantime, has taken just about every item. He's well ready for this next fight. Is Vengeur. There's no place to go in the LG room. No place but down. Nosfa bringing it back 5-5.
Machine gun off the spawn, trying to get the damage in that he can. Does have vision up. Nega's going to be up, and it's going to go to Nosfa. 7 minutes in, tied at 5. Can Nosfa close this out, or is Vengeur going to send us to a 5th map? We'll see. There's a rail. It's going to miss, unfortunately. Vision was popped and used for that. Another rail missing for Vengeur. There's the rocket straight into his face. The fire comes out again. Is he going to burn alive? How does he hit that rail, but he still burns?
That is the most direct damage from a fireball I've seen in quite some time. Nosfa, 1 frag in the lead. He's going to be eating a lot of LG in this fight. Vengeur's LG is just, yeah, all right, there's a little bit of hatred in that. I think there's a little bit of aggression there.
Yeah, I don't know why he took that fight. Nosfa could have just strafed over, but he decided to go shaft.
Oh, he didn't hear the spawn.
6 and 6 here. Very, very tense. Oh,
Vengeur
Nosfa
actually
don't
had
show up.
every advantage there. Just didn't hear it, didn't take it. But Nosfa's still eating all this LG. Even that rocket came annoyingly close.
A little haircut, or I
they
guess
used to
skull
call me.
cut for
Yeah.
Death Knot? I don't know. He doesn't really have hair, huh? But 8 minutes in, 6-6, and there it is, another frag from Vengeur, eating the flames proudly. He's like, I don't care. There's the Mega, now with full control. Vengeur looking to close this out with 2 minutes left. Great rail there.
That'll open things up. Vengeur breaking things off, thinking about the teleporter, but not committing. Wanting this armor first. I mean, yeah, you can see him tiptoeing around a little bit. It's like, all right, come on, armor. I want to fight more than anything else. Did he not see the door open? It's going to be going over the top instead. Nosfa is able to disappear back into the room, but cannot escape the fight. The rockets are so good, though. Nailed to the wall.
Rockets! A little bit of frustration there. 5 HP. Nosfa staying alive with his amazing rockets, tying it at 7, a minute 30, and you can see Vengeur being like, I can't believe that just happened. That was his opportunity. The rocket's so strong from Nosfa. Has the flame strike back. Almost had an opportunity to trap it. Nail gun there. His time ticking away, and so does the flames. He uses that defensively to keep Vengeur from dropping.
At this
Over a
point,
minute left.
he's happy with a little bit of time here. He doesn't have a great stack, doesn't have, any rockets either. Finally getting that pickup, but that room is always a trap. Vengeur not quite willing to push in completely. Mega's gonna be up and taken. Still a long time before that heavy, so this is Vengeur's chance to make a decisive last minute of it. Ooh, 17 HP for Nosfa. Crossing that gap is so dangerous. Coming into this room, yeah, like, you don't want to stop there for the health, and there's
Vengeur
nowhere
with the
to go.
chase. Smelled blood and he chased it perfectly. 40 seconds left, a frag up. Vengeur now looking to try and close this out. That heavy's going to help the situation. All the pressure on Nosfa here. Vision's going to be up. Vengeur can play defensively here. 30 seconds. Nosfa doesn't have much of a choice. He's going to grab Mega and then he has to rush.
I'm going to go ahead and tempt the fates here, 40. Vengeur's got stack. He's got info. He's got height advantage. What could possibly go wrong? Well, here comes the meatballs, but it's going to be a lot of LG from Vengeur on the defense. Nosfa just cannot commit to that fight. At this point, it would be better for him to just respawn and try again, but he doesn't have the time. Vengeur, though, he's railable. One more could do it. Nosfa still so weak, but still has to extend for this shot. Oh, that piercing sight comes up just in the nick of time to tell him, don't go around that corner. Stay safe.
That was such a close game there. That last bit of LG actually pushing him back to the power-up, saying, get out of here. And that keeps Nosfa out and keeps Vengeur alive.
So you got your wish, 40.
I did.
We're 2 to 2.
Time for hypermobility?
A little bit.
Just
You
a
get your
little.
Slash, you get your Athena.
I'm very excited.
Is it Ruins?
I'm very excited.
It's gotta be
Blood
Ruins.
Covenant, I believe.
Blood Covenant. Okay, that'll work.
Yeah, I could be horrifically wrong. It wouldn't be the first time. But regardless, Slash, Athena, very exciting. And it is Blood Covenant, so...
Well, gauging
one
from
for me.
Nosfa's expression, I mean, things look like they went horrifically wrong for him as well. I said earlier, he's just got a great attitude, but when I'm seeing that smile slip just a little bit,
It almost breaks your heart a little bit, actually.
I don't know, I'm enjoying it.
But I mean, some people would be like, after the game on Blood Run, give it to Vengeur, whatever. But that's neither here nor there. Map number 5, this is going to be the decider here for this prize match. And yeah, just an incredible game. Vengeur, look at that. It's like, come on, man.
I like how they keep cutting to his face when he dies. Yeah, that's cool.
Such a close game. Such a close game.
All right, but yeah, so many fights in the LG room. I mean, generally on Vale, that is not a place where you want to get caught. If you decide to go that way, and so many times we saw, I'm going to go to Rail to get some 50, but that room sucks, so I'm going to go to the room next to it. That room also sucks, but if you're going to go through, you have to get up that staircase as quickly as possible.
Yeah, to get out of there. I can't believe some of those shots. We just saw the fireball to the face. And
Yeah,
then
this was a
Vengeur
great
actually
fight.
hit that flick rail, which was like, how did you even see anything? I don't understand.
That's exactly what he said. You're a lip reader. I'm not a forehead reader, though, so I have no idea what's going through Vengeur's mind.
Roof. There's a good chase there to get that. And yeah, all fifth. Let's see all map 5s today. How about that? Too much? There's
No,
never too much Quake.
That would be exactly perfect for the caliber of this event. We're in match 2 here, and yeah, we're 2 for 2 on the tiebreakers. Everything has been intense. We're going to get into it. Athena and Slash. Do you know who's who?
I think Slash is Nosfa, I want to say. Again, could be completely
And
wrong.
on Blood Covenant, I mean, that's kind of a classic setup, actually. I mean, it was last year that we saw, I think it was, I want to say it was Cooler who brought in an Athena when that wasn't really something that had been done before. It certainly wasn't something that we had seen Cooler practicing. So he'd been doing some things in secret. The secret's out now. Athena's kind of old hat on this map, but the skill ceiling just keeps going higher, just like Athena. Just like Vengeur, maybe. Let's see.
Here it is, map number 5 of this prize match, guys. Vengeur versus Nosfa. We got Athena's, we got Slashes. Who is gonna take it here? That's so much. I mean, I can't contain myself. So mobile. I love
You need to
it.
calm down for
I
me.
love it. It's so
You need to
fast.
calm down.
I love it.
All right, but Nosfa, LG rail on that side of the map, of course. Rocket's going to be denied just a little bit here. The weapons respawn really fast in Quake Champ, so there's not a whole lot of time, you know, in like the first minute where you can make that happen, but sometimes just a few seconds where you know he's going to need a rail, he's going to need a rocket launcher. I can punish just once.
That's what I'm trying
A
to
little
get
bit of
him.
bully.
Just a little bit. Kiss from a rose here.
Oh,
That's a great rail there.
fantastic rail. Looking for the follow-up on the heavy armor, but Nosfa's just going to be jetting out of there. As Nosfa gets the grab for Mega, and you know, this being Blood Covenant, we can expect to see Mega and Heavy in sync for quite some time. We're going to be looking out for that one moment where somebody has the capability to do a full run of the map, but so far, not a lot of blood shed.
Ooh, rock.
Except for that.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit, it's fine. Oh, not into the LG. That's not what you want. The return rockets are fantastic, though. Can he find the rail? No, just kind of shoots it into the wall like, maybe. But both players weak now. Nosfa does have a Mega to his back and a 50 shard to work with. Vengeur's going to opt for the heavy.
I appreciate this. Nosfa just staying high and dry. Dropping for a little more armor. Are you happy, 40? Is this what you wanted? Is this what you
the
wanted?
magic? Do you see the magic?
He didn't even hit a rock or a door frame.
Yeah, I mean, a rock can ruin those skates in a heartbeat. So be careful out there.
Keep him clean. But we got Nosfa dropping below the bridge. I mean, all this noise he's making, he can't have a great idea on where Vengeur is, but it's going to be a flatland fight.
Wow.
LG to LG. Nosfa is ready for it, ready to take that first frag, and I'm wondering if he's going to do what he did in Blood Run, what he almost did in Vale. He's like, I'm 1 point up. That's enough to just practice movement for 10 minutes. But no, he's going to be forced into a rocket fight here against Vengeur.
Yeah,
Maybe meeting back down here at Mega.
What a shaft battle there, toe-to-toe. Toe-to-skate, maybe? Great rail there from Nosfa. Does have the snail trail up if he wants to use it there. There's the jump across. I can't, the movement up there. Dropping onto the shaft isn't a good move, though. There's a snail trail, and the rockets will bail him out. 25 HP. Almost gets a string of nails off the spawn there. Very, very close. You could see Vengeur spawn in and just sidestep immediately like, nope, I'm good.
Also, of course, a lot of practice on that plasma from Quake 5. No problem. But Vengeur? Oh, a lot of that Mega knocked off immediately. He's going to be a little bit angry with that machine gun, trying to whittle Nosfa down and make this next fight overnight him a little bit more chancy. But I like this mid play, actually. Knowing that Nosfa's well under overstacked when you don't really have an item coming up anytime soon allows Vengeur a little bit more time to set up for the next one. He's got his own movement abilities, you know, with that grappling hook, but it's going to be heavy armor for Nosfa, and RJ back up to collapse on that Mega as quickly as possible, catching him midair, but not quite with the hit.
That was incredible there. Good
All that
slap
for 30
machine gun.
damage.
Damage. Drop. I always get nervous. Jahar.
Because
I
you
don't know.
always drop.
That's true. Constantly. Don't be like me. There's two great rails there. Nosfa crippling Vengeur, and Nosfa trying to follow up and grab this 50 shard and deny that and go right back to heavy. Keep up the stack. Up 2-0, 3:30 in. Nosfa doing a great job right now.
Vengeur has to depend on the timer right now, but actually, at the moment, Vengeur needs to get this Mega, not just for the Mega itself, but for keeping the time relatively close, so he can still depend on having a safe item to pick up. But now, Heavy's going to be coming up a little bit before the Mega itself, so now Vengeur's got to be ready. Nosfa is just a quantum particle.
Now Vengeur trying to press on this one. Shaft on shaft. Can he do it? He has to fall back a little bit. There's the rockets. Last-ditch effort to try and get some damage and make his escape here.
They both drop, but Mega's going to be up. Nosfa is going to be able to... Oh, he didn't commit to the Mega. That's going to open up an opportunity for at least one rail, but the machine gun damage from Vengeur is intense. They're both so low once again.
Rockets not landing. Nosfa's going to be able to stack back up. Vengeur still extremely weak, however. Nosfa drops down, denies not one but two of 50 shards, and the heavy could catch him out. Great rocket. There's a snail trail into another rocket. Takes him out. He's going to try and get some spawn damage. He's going to fly on by. Needs to restack back up. Almost 5 minutes in. 3-0. There's the machine gun. Great rail. Mega under his belt as well. Nosfa heating up.
I hate to say it on Blood Covenant, but Vengeur really needed to find a way to be aggressive off that spawn, knowing how low Nosfa was, but the Mega helped, the rail off of the spawn helped, and those rockets absolutely putting Vengeur down once again. Again, the frustration has to be real. Heavy pick back up again. No rail connection from Nosfa, but Vengeur's got to pick up of his own. Is this worth the fight? It's still 5 seconds to the Mega. Oh, but a great rail coming out of Vengeur. Nosfa's weak. One more shot would do it. The hook is going to help the jump pad. And there's the rail midair, finally getting Vengeur on the board.
He has a lot more work to do here. That's a great start. If Nosfa gets caught out on the Mega, and now he's waiting for this lower armor shard. It's probably going to have LG as well, but he wants rockets real bad. Vengeur making his way over the heavy. He's going to be able to claim that. I think Nosfa wants to try and get in on this rail once he knows it's safe, so he can play a little bit more defensive now. 4 minutes, just a little over 4 minutes left. And Nosfa can smell the fries here. He's got to work for it. Vengeur still not out of this one. Misses with the rail as the drive wide goes by. A little bit of rocket, well placed there from Nosfa. Misses with the follow-up rail. Waiting for the
He's
tally
not
here.
going to come through there. That fight hurt a lot.
That's a bad play. Rail's missing again as Nosfa is going to get in on the heavy. There's the rocket up. Can he find the rocket damage? He needs 40 HP, a little bit of armor left. Extremely weak. Vengeur needs to try and find his frag. He's going to go up right in his lap and steal that Mega away from him. 90 HP is very railable. Needs to be extremely careful. What a rocket. Vengeur has 10 HP tops. 50.
Where do you go at that point? You have to kind of chill just a little bit, find out which way is safe to go. But right now, with Nosfa's speed, no direction is safe. Vengeur can get the 25 back up just barely. Heavy's going to be up, and I don't think Vengeur can do too much about it. He might peek it. He might get one rail in. Is he willing to bet on any more than that?
The answer is no, but he's down by 3, so pressure mounting for Vengeur here. Nosfa skating his way potentially to a victory here. Flash trail is up. Wow, a lot of tribal to the face there. Great rail from Nosfa. Is he going to follow up on this? Vengeur drops down. LG makes his way into the pillar room here.
I appreciate this. I mean, Nosfa's banking more on the heavy than anything else, but here comes the LG. Backed off a little bit, but Vengeur is down to the pillars. Nosfa still breaking away for the heavy. Oh, but it could be a trap by the small armor. No? I think they both hurt each other. Nope, too scary.
Yep. Thought he was going to drop down and try and get another shotgun frag. It might be at the rail here. There's the rocket. Great midair into another one. 5-1. Nosfa landing everything he needed to keep Vengeur out of his face.
Fantastic rockets. Solid play. And it's got to be decimating for Vengeur at this point. He's got precious little time to make up these frags. And again, in Blood Run, it feels weird saying it, but when it was Scale Bearer versus Heal, it was really the speed that was the determining factor. And here, Nosfa is kind of banking on something similar, just cranked up to 11. He could just be so aggressive on that heavy. Finally, we have Vengeur getting a heavy, which is a different route than we've seen in the entire previous 8 minutes of this match.
Yeah, but less than 2 minutes left. 4 frags. This is looking more and more dire here for Vengeur as he's on the hunt. He needs to try and find him. Nosfa with a great defensive rail. He's just going to play as defensively as he can as he smells the victory ticking closer and closer here. He's going to wait with the... Ooh, defensive rocket doesn't land, unfortunately. Vengeur, surely he can't go up. He does, and he eats a rocket to rail combo for his trouble. 1:30 left. Nosfa just tore this wide open with that one.
Sometimes the grappling hook just enables you to take more damage on a jump pad than you usually would.
I can get there faster and take the damage more efficiently.
If you die faster, you can bank on a better spawn more.
Oh man, with 1:10, I can't help but feel like Vengeur feels deflated, helpless here. Nosfa taking his hand off the mouse. Just a little bit, just to scratch
wipes
his head
the
and be
sweat,
like,
you know?
is this what it feels like?
I mean, those rockets will make it even.
Whoa! He's gonna take a drink? Is that BM? Do I need to go over there and have a chat with that boy?
Hi.
Whoa,
and he's still getting the damage off these rockets.
Oh my God.
So far, the grappling hook has not been any benefit to Vengeur. And Vengeur's, yeah, he's done. Yeah.
Oh my.
Both taking.
I don't know. I don't know. 30 seconds left, 7-1. I want to say that this one's done. I'm gonna call it.
You know what, 40? I will give you permission to say it. Say whatever you want.
Thank you, Daddy. I appreciate
all
that.
right.
20 seconds left. Great series here. Nosfa maybe get the last one. Now just putting on a show here as Vengeur trying to get something. One last frag and just stay hydrated. That's the lesson here. Stay hydrated. Brushing his shoulders off. Nosfa takes it, gets his revenge from the round robin stage. Wow.
Now we know what he was trying to put together on Molten Falls. We saw it all come to fruition in Blood Covenant. Fantastic games, went to 5 maps. Nosfa taking it all, though.
That was an intense set. But you know what I'm going to ask him about. I'm going to be like, hey, so that Blood Run game, so you want to tell me a little bit about it?
Again, like I'm going through the list of things that need to be in place for that play to work. You need to be scale bearer on Blood Run, and your opponent needs to be somebody who can't just naturally catch up with the scale bearer.
But maybe DJ Wheat knows something we don't. How do you feel about it?
No, but we did talk about that strategy, because right, ZTN31 we've been playing it for years. And this is a strategy that for viewers, sometimes they can be like, come on, like this doesn't seem like what Quake, but what was done in that game is so incredibly hard. And there was another match that we were recalling between Cooler and CZM where the same thing. Cooler gets 1 frag, and then he's like, I'm going to spend the next 8 minutes running. And that may seem really easy, but it's not. And then when you add now the dynamic of Quake Champions, and then suddenly, here's something that could give a little bit of edge in being able to do that. It was pretty exciting, actually. I quite liked it. So.
Yeah, in the stark contrast between that play style and the fact on Molten Falls that he was down in the negatives, brought it all the way back. I mean, Nosfa, the guy brought it. He deserves it. That was an incredible game. That was an incredible set for Nosfa.
Yeah, I mean, it took a little while for his rails to wake up, but when they did with the vengeance and with the Vengeur at the end of it.
Hard roof. But yeah, look at that. These air rockets. We saw the rockets on Blood Covenant from Nosfa just hitting everything like a madman. Rails galore as well, using that Dire Orb so efficiently on Molten Falls. It was very well deserved.
Good job, man.
Vengeur played fantastic. Let's not, take anything away from him. Fantastic player, fantastic set. Just didn't have that last bit to take it.
And of course on Vale, it was again very low scoring initially, but the fireball usage coming out of Nosfa was so consistent. He didn't just use it for the dots, didn't just use it for the area control. He wanted direct damage every time.
Yep. There was one clip, I'm not sure if it passed, but just straight to the face.
Yeah.
And that, you never want that. EX fireballs to the face, no good. No good.
And like Wheat was mentioning, just measured play, planned play, kind of classic play, echoes of Thresh a little bit. Certainly a little bit quieter, but, no shyness when it came to strutting Alf on Blood Covenant. Definitely was showing off a little bit, but when you can, you might as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And staying hydrated again. I can't stress enough how much.
Good
See, look at that. This isn't an ad. I'm just saying,
advice.
stay hydrated. That's how you play your best Quake.
And we have got Nosfa joining us here. Big round of applause for the winner of the second prize match here, the Quake Pro League Season 1 kickoff. Before we talk about the games, because I know that we've got several questions. When I think of Brazilian Quake, I think of Reef, I think of GT, and I want to ask you, right, as knowing how Brazil has been growing their esports scene and, some of the obstacles that you have had, what does it mean to be able to represent Brazil and bring your name then to this list of Reef and GT here at Quakecon?
First of all, hi.
Hey.
It's a pleasure to
How's
be
it
here.
going?
This is very cool. I always wanted to do this. I don't know, man. It means a lot to me, like being able to represent like not only my country but an entire region, like the whole South America. Yeah, I don't know. I had like some old school players that came to me yesterday and said, "Man, we didn't have a good representation in QuakeCon since Rift days. So, man, you rock, keep it going." Like everybody was like, popping up in my Twitch chat and cheering for
That's
me.
awesome.
And it was like, man, like the support that I got from the people was very important to me. Like it was like pushing me away this entire weekend. And also not only like old school Quakers, but there's a lot of just Brazilian fans that didn't even play Quake. They were just like for me, you know, supporting me. So yeah, I'm glad that I managed to win today for them. Yeah, it means a lot to
Absolutely.
me. Like, this is my dream.
me so
I always
proud.
want to be here, like in a QuakeCon, and I finally made it. So.
Congratulations, you definitely did. All right, let's talk about the game. 40 lines, you were like, okay, I've got 30 questions ready to go.
I gotta ask, man. So Blood Run, was that a set strategy where you knew
Of
going
course,
in?
man.
Yeah, you're just gonna
As
get
soon
one frag and I'm
as
gonna
soon
run.
as I picked Scale Bear and he picked Kill, I knew I was going to win.
Yeah, but did you know that you were gonna do the frag and then you were gonna do the shimmy?
Yep.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I
That's
guess the real
decisive. That's a
question.
plan. That's
This
called
is
a
what-
strategy.
This is what ZTN is like. It's been like this 20 years, so.
Maybe the bigger question is, when do you think you get to do that again? Who's going to let you?
I think no one.
He's an honest man. He's an
I
honest
think
man.
they learned their lesson, I guess.
Molten Falls, how do you keep your composure? You know, I don't even know. It was off camera. We didn't see what happened, but you actually end up fragging yourself. You're
Yeah.
down into -1, and then you bring it all the way back. How do you mentally stay sound and say, you know what, I still got this. It's okay. There's still time.
That's a good question. I don't know, man. That was literally like the 5th or 6th time I jumped off the map this time. So I don't know. I was just like trying to have fun. Like I laugh at myself and I said, okay, let's just what's the next important like step that I need to take in order to maybe bring it back. And this is how I did.
And it worked.
Yeah.
So props to you. That was fantastic. Don't let it get in your head. Don't get down on yourself, and just take it one step at a time. I like it.
40, you're so nice to him. I was going to ask
Yeah, I
what.
love you, man.
So handsome, man. Look at
I love
Look
you,
at
Cordy.
How could you
I
not?
can't believe I'm finally here, like talking to you in real
Talking
life.
to me, talking to them. Look at
Gorgeous,
DJ Wheat
man.
sitting next to you, man. Who
I
cares
know,
about
I know,
me?
but you're all like gorgeous, man.
Well, I'm going to burn all the points now. Where were your rails on Awoken?
What?
Your rails?
I don't know.
No?
Yeah.
All right.
I
Saving
mean,
them for later.
that
Yeah.
that match, when we look at, you know, the first match and the 5th match were the ones with the widest discrepancies. In map 2, you won by 1. Map 3, 1 by 1. 11-1, was that more the warm-up game for you?
What happened was I messed up a little bit my schedule. I thought I was supposed to be here at 8:30, but actually I was supposed to be here at 7. So I didn't get to warm up properly.
Got it.
So
it
yeah.
was warm-up.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was like, I won't say like warm up because he played like very well.
Very
Like,
well,
He
yeah.
completely wrecked me on that map, and
But maybe
yeah.
you weren't necessarily at your, you know, top form at your peak for the
probably.
day.
Yeah, probably. So yeah, I noticed that I was like getting better and better over the set during the set.
Great. I had one other question because Chain made a remark in his interview in which he said something to the effect of he was surprised Garpy picked DK because he feels like DK is actually the weakest champion. But I felt like on Vale, you know, even though you had lost that game, you know, I think that was a great representation of how you can play the champion.
Actually, I was supposed to win that game because DK is way stronger than Visor on that map, but I'm terrible at DK anyways, so I got wrecked.
Right, right. Totally. So anything you want to say to the fans? Anything, final thoughts that you have as you take a prize fight?
I would like to, first of all, I would like to thank my organization, Black Dragons, for supporting me. Also, Artisan, the mousepad brand from Japan, their support really helped me being here and all that. I also shout outs to my family. They are all watching me, like my girlfriend too. What else? Toda a rapaziada do Brasil aí que está assistindo, obrigado. I'm gonna say something in Portuguese. Sorry.
Totally.
Toda a rapaziada do Brasil aí que está assistindo, muito obrigado por todo o suporte que vocês me deram aí nesses últimos dias. Foi muito importante para mim e vocês são foda pra caralho. Desculpa o palavrão, mas é isso mesmo. Ninguém vai entender, só vocês, então é nóis. Fechou?
Awesome. Well, you know what? They nicknamed him Lightning in a Bottle, and that is exactly what happened here for this second prize match. Congratulations. And we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, guess what? We've got more Quake Pro League Season 1 kickoff coming at you right after this. Stay away.